Am I too ghetto for a high value man?
So you're saying that in order to speak with a dude of a certain decorum, I would have to like bring it down a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't be outgoing. I'm not saying you can't be bubbly, but we have to take the edge off. We can't be ghetto. I'm gonna say it plain.
Oh!
Okay. Hello, me. Welcome in, beauty.
Hi.
Link down below for her content.
Hi.
Oh, wait, hold on. Huh? Wait, camera.
Press save.
Hi.
Hi, me. Welcome
Oh,
in.
hey.
Hi. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially all platforms?
Yes, I don't mind.
All right. What brings you up?
Okay, so I don't have a problem like as far as like dressing or anything like that. My concern is I just want the honest truth. So I'm 25 and just like, okay, yeah, I have this foundation. I got the car, I got the crib, I got the, the credit, I got everything, all of that, right?
You got the basics, everything you need.
Want the fairy tale love. Like,
White picket fence.
that's just, I don't know, like I believe in love and I believe in meeting that person that's for you and stuff, but it's like I keep getting deterred by people. Like I have people at my job telling me like when you get older and you be with someone for so long, mind you, numerous people, when it be so long, you're gonna start going out and you're gonna start wanting other things. And it's just like, is that what's really going on? Is all the married people and the people that's together for like 15 plus years like out stepping out on their partners?
Well, I don't think every person is stepping out, but a lot of people may be or are, but I think relationships change because people change. You're not going to be the same person you're now 10 years from now. And, when you're in a relationship, you and your partner have to grow together. That's important. But I also think you're thinking too far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You're already down the aisle 10 years into the relationship. Step number 1 is to get out the house, date someone, see if you guys like each other, and then get in a relationship.
Okay, so like as far as that, I go out and I seem like I'm pretty approachable and things like that, but it's just like
Seem like I'm pretty okay.
well, I don't go out a lot. I like being home, but when I do go out,
Okay. It's not a bad thing. Like being in the house is crazy out there. Be safe.
I don't know, like I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't deal with a lot of dudes. Most people that I know that is my age have different dudes, have a roster, they get food out, black show, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I don't like, I'm real like chill, real out the way, and I don't have like
Cool.
different dudes. Although I know I know I'm beautiful, I know I'm funny, I know, I smell good personality, all of that. But for some odd reason, it's just like I don't have that, flow of dudes going on.
Well, that's because you just said you just don't deal with a lot of dudes, and that's leading back to what you first said by people at work, older people that deter you. Maybe people that are divorced or something like that, or people that are in marriages going through problems, or people that are just telling you about stuff that they seen. Because older couples, I know they go through stuff, they still stay together. People will tell you, oh, this marriage life is different. People cheating, stepping out, stuff like that, right? And I do see married couples not stepping out cheating, but going back outside, like the wife might go with her other wife friends to this cool little spot. The guy might hang out with his guy friends in a man cave or go hit a bar once every now and then, get a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're telling me no one's
Not necessarily cheating when they go outside.
approaching you then?
I mean, they approach me, but it may not be something that I'm like interested in.
Okay, so is these like the trapping guys, the hood guys that are approaching?
Yeah, look what you're attracting.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Okay.
And do you really think you're ready right now at this moment in your life for a different type of man? Do you think you're ready? Although I'm not saying you don't have your own money, which you said you do have your own car, your own money, your own home, which is a major accomplishment because the average you are 25, right?
Correct.
25-year-old doesn't have that, right? So
Okay. Average, maybe. Yes. A large average, like that stuff is expensive nowadays. But today you will be saying and questioning, of course, this is social media. You will be seeing like 18, 20-year-olds with high-rise condos that'll be like 9,000. Like, what are y'all doing? I think I might have told this story a long time ago. I met this dude that was like 18 years old, way younger than me, right? I said, what do you do? We was at some big ass house party. He said, oh, it's me and this one guy own this house. I don't know if he was lying. Maybe he was lying. I'm not sure. But he had his name on stuff to prove it. His cars were in his name and all that stuff, right? I said, what do you do? This nigga said drop shipping. 18 with all I said, all right, man, it might be more than that, but hey, they be having it. These younger kids nowadays be finding their little ways. Spin that if you know what that song. What's the hook? Boosting, scamming it.
That is an accomplishment. However, the way you carry yourself and the way you speak, you have to work on that.
Okay.
Because although you have those things, that the way you speak and carry yourself appeals to those type of men. Hood guys, trapping guys, scam guys. That's what that appeals to.
Also, change your environment, because if that's all the guys that are approaching you and you're not interested in none of that, why you keep going to those same places where a majority of those people are? Because that's what you like. Look at how you speak and stuff like that. You didn't say that you deterred those people away that you want to talk to. You're not even around them. So switch your environment up. You might have to switch your friends up, or maybe talk to whoever you're going out with to be like, hey, I want to do something different. Let's do this instead, where different types of people are.
And if you're telling me you want something different, then you're going to get around that guy. And then what if you get nervous? What if you feel like you can't hold a conversation or say certain things? Does that make sense?
She's 25. Be a bartender, right? But not just any bar. Try to get a job as a bartender at a cocktail host at like a golf course or something like that. You'll meet a lot of people. There's girls right now on TikTok that'll tell you about their experiences working at country clubs, going to cigar bars, and you're 25, homegirl. You're 25. You can go to those places. Come on, it makes sense.
So everything comes back to me. Me working on myself, working on my, vocabulary, how I carry myself. I hear this so much. It's just like, I thought
So
I
then something has to change. If you hear it a lot, then something has to change. Because you're telling me you want a different type of guy. If you want a different type of guy, then you can get that guy today, but are you going to be ready to sit down with him and have a conversation and carry yourself and conduct yourself in a certain manner that you're not typically used to?
I would think so.
You sure? They might be a little bit too serious for you. I don't know. Some of them will let you have your little fun, but there's going to be certain rules and things that you going to have to follow and abide by.
I don't think you're ready.
You don't think so?
I don't know, man.
No. Because now, the way you're speaking now is calmer. But when you came in, we was a little loud. We was like, we have to work on that. And granted, you're young. You have time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. See? You see that squint? You see the squint you just gave me? Mm-hmm. You like, girl, no, you don't know what you're talking about, girl. You giving me that?
No, I mean, though, like, what if someone's personality is more so, like, a bit extra? So you're saying that in order to speak with a dude of a certain decorum, I would have to, like, bring it down a little bit?
So here's the thing. Even before she continues with that, when you look at cases like Ashley Janae, it ruins the concept of what the host is trying to. The host isn't wrong at all in what she's saying. But when you see relationships like Ashley Janae, it kind of deters you from what the host is saying, because of the fact that the girl on the right wants what Ashley Janae has. The way Ashley Janae acts is literally the opposite of what the host is saying. The host is giving just the ground basis of, hey, generally, this is what you're. The host is completely right. But Ashley Janae, I'm not going to say you can't get lucky. Ashley Janae probably got lucky. Maybe. For the fact that maybe she pulled off code switching and acting a certain way around the guy that she was dating, the white guy in Africa. If you don't know Ashley Janae's story, she ended up dying in Africa when she went on a trip with her white husband. There's a whole controversy around that. Did she kill herself? Did she not? Did he do it? A whole bunch of stuff. Joe Buttons is cool with that girl. They talked. That was like little sis to him, and she was saying all this stuff about the whole black man thing and black people act this way, black women act this, all that. But here's the funny thing: while she was saying all that, she hangs around black men. She hangs around rappers, celebrities, people that talk like the girl on the right, and the way she talks on Instagram and her videos and everything else is super hood. Cussing every 5 seconds, just not in the public eye. But you see her husband. White dude, very well off. She was at basketball games for floor seats, living the rich, like the fairy tale life, like the girl on the right wants. She was living the life that she wants, acting like her, and not literally, pertaining to anything with the host. So that's what happens when you see couples publicly like Ashley Janae and the way she acts and her husband, it throws you off to saying, is the host wrong? You sure I can't get like that? Because it seemed like they liked it, but no, the host isn't wrong. But estrogen, that's kind of, I don't want to say is it that much of a rarity? Yes, it's kind of a rarity, and she's kind of an outlier. You know what I mean? But I would say go along with the host says if you're trying to get a certain type of lifestyle. You know, but I'm just gonna leave this here. There is a chance that you will find a person, no matter if they're black, white, or whatever, to try to take you on and give you that fairy tale lifestyle. Now, when we talk about fairy tale lifestyle, if we're talking about a high value man and how you act and all different types of things like that, anybody can have money and act hood or whatever else. It comes down to personality and decorum. You know what I mean? Obviously, right? Because it comes down to how you're going to be treated in this relationship, rather than just somebody just dogging you around and you driving around in Lamborghinis, but you're getting slapped upside the head with blunts when you get into a high-rise apartment. That's when it kind of gets into another level of things.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't be outgoing. I'm not saying you can't be bubbly, but we have to take the edge off. We can't be ghetto. I'm going to say it plain.
Oh!
Okay? We got to work on that. We have to take the edge off.
Ghetto?
We have to take the edge off.
Come on. You know what she's talking about. Yes, ghetto. Yes, ghetto.
Okay. That's
Again,
It sounds like a slur nowadays, but you got to say it right out. Come on, man. You acting, or you could say hood sounds like a softer version. Like ghetto. What you mean ghetto? You be like hood. You got to take a little bit of the hood out. Oh yeah, I know I'm hood. I mean, you can't take the hood out of, you know.
I'm not taking away from your accomplishments. I'm not saying you don't have your own car, your own money, your own this, your own that. But if you go outside into the real world and you're telling me, I don't want the guys that I'm attracting now. I want a man who went to college, has all these degrees. I want the girls, all the girls are talking about on the internet, that the guy is the 1%. He's making $1 million a year. He has all the cars. He runs in certain circles. I want to be with that guy.
Okay, so quick question before, I log off and everything.
She's just trying to get her to be like the girl most men would want you to be. To get your foot in the door. Then you can figure things out. Just to get your foot in the door, be what even hood dudes and the white dude that was Ashley, be what most men would want you to be. Just do that and you should be okay. You can figure the rest out with experience.
What is your definition of ghetto?
Ghetto would be the way our mannerisms are. It would be the way we speak, the way we carry ourselves. That automatically, if we hear something, if we hear the way someone speaks, we automatically know where they came from. That's what I would assume.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, but again, I could be wrong. So you could go out and meet him tomorrow and be in a relationship and get married.
I'm put it like this. She's not wrong, but she's mostly right. I'll put it like that. She's mostly right. That wrong, that small percentage of wrong, it's not her actually being wrong. Those are just X factors. Because like I said earlier, there's a possibility that she could get that lifestyle acting like she does, and the dude just don't, you know what I mean? It don't really mind at all. But there can be some limits to what they want to tolerate.
But if you're telling me 10 other people told me this, then something has to be true. You said I'm not the first person who said it.
I mean, I feel like any young girl that asks advice about relationships, the first thing everyone is going to say is focus on yourself, love yourself. That's with anybody, not just me. Like any young girl, that's the first thing anybody would say.
Right.
Love yourself, pour in your cup, make sure your cup is full. But what if your cup is full, then what? A person comes to you, asks you for advice, and their cup is full, then what?
Yeah, but I told you what you need to do. You have your own things already, but you're telling me I want a certain type of guy. So I'm saying the way you carry yourself and the way you speak has to change. Because you're saying the guys, you are attracting men now, but you don't like those men. You don't like the way they carry themselves. You don't like the way they speak, or you don't like their lifestyle. So there's something about them, the way they speak, carry themselves, or how they move, that doesn't appeal to you, right? So what I'm saying is, if this is the only piece you have to change, this is the last piece. You have your own money, you have your own car, you have your own home. That's the hardest part.
Right.
You got that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
So all I need to do is maybe go to etiquette classes, learn to speak better. Maybe I need a new group of friends so
Maybe.
I can learn new things.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's
You can acknowledge that, but are you gonna actually do it? Because you're gonna get off this, you're gonna get off this session and be like, she right, but I don't know, man. You about to call up Keisha and them and go get drunk right now.
not just friends. We can't put the weight on other people. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to put the weight on other people, but you have to want to change. Read more. Thank you. Read more.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good tip.
I read, but okay.
See, that's that 25. That's that 25. When the girls are 25, the thing is, when you're that age, we think we know everything. And
Oh,
that's
that's not
gonna
true.
get in your way. You're gonna get in your own way.
Oh, that's not true.
I'm
I
telling you.
love words from the wise. I have no problem with listening, and I have no problem with constructive criticism for sure. That's So that's why I appreciate that. I appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much.
You're
So
welcome so much.
moving along, you said
When she first came into this, at the beginning of this video, what she was talking about actually kind of had nothing to do with getting it. Her whole first thing was people at work telling me that people be cheating, and I want the fairy tale life. But are they cheating in that fairy tale life? Like, you live the fairy tale. You would think the video would be about how do you maintain a relationship years after being with somebody. People are stepping out, people are cheating, and everything else. This is just, it turned into her. How do I even get into a relationship with somebody that I really want to live the lifestyle that I want? It's actually kind of a completely different subject than trying to maintain and stay in that relationship.
etiquette, as far as the way you carry yourself, and then you will attract a different bracket of men.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
And I'm
anything
saying,
but
but here's the thing. I'm saying you can attract him, let's say hypothetically tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
But will you be ready to sit down and have a conversation with him?
What you gonna talk about at dinner?
That's what I'm saying.
What you gonna ask him?
Consistently.
You said, like, would I be intimidated by speaking with a man with a certain
That you know what? That's even a better question. Would you
Okay.
be? Since you brought that up. I didn't say it, but
Yeah.
would you be? Yes.
So you're asking me?
Have you ever even interacted with a person that you would want to be with? Have you ever said hi, hey, a conversation? You know what I mean? Like, where do you work at? Do you work in customer service? Have you had that conversation with older people? If you work at Walmart in customer service behind the register, Target, Star, I don't know where she works at. Maybe in an office building somewhere.
Yeah. Since you asked
Absolutely
me.
not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's easier said than done. Because we're on the live. It's easier said than done. If that was the case, how I see it, is you would already be in those spaces as of yesterday.
That's
You
true.
wouldn't even be going back to the spaces where you don't like those guys. Mm-hmm. You would be at the upper echelon. Oh, I need to go to the Ritz-Carlton. I need to go to the rooftops. I need to hang out with Chad, Brad. Mm-hmm. We would be doing that already.
Okay. So you get out the house more and go do those things.
Hey, switch it up.
Okay.
Switch up your environments.
All right. Thank you so much.
If your friends don't want to go, if you got like 4 friends, 5 homegirls, try to at least get one. Get one to go somewhere different. If it's somewhere dramatically different, they might look at you funny. Then they might call each other like, girl, she wanted me to go to such and such and such and such. She wanted to go to you. Where? Who'll be up there? I don't know. But that seemed like one of them boring places. Like, if they don't want to rock with you, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go nowhere solo. I mean, be safe, but find a way to get experience in those, being in those type of areas or something. You might have to get 1 or 2 new friends, or they're gonna talk about it. Girl, she hanging out with somebody I don't even know, and then you might start turning their heads, and they might talk to them about your experiences with these people. Maybe you can start changing your friends one by one. Now, where y'all take this and wanting the fairy tale life and the picket fences and all that goes into other conversations of asking for a provider, how much a man needs to make and stuff like that. But first, let's get your foot in the door. I think that's what she's trying to help you out with. But yeah, pretty much she said everything I said. Change your environment. Ask people at work questions of how to get your foot in the door if you find out that one of them has had experience in that. Or you could just keep it to yourself and I don't know, when you're in a certain relationship, if you're still working at that place, ask them how these relationships stay in place. Like, so they'd be like, girl, well, actually, I don't even know what the people at work would tell you for the fact that they deterred you from wanting to even be in a relationship, but you want to be in a certain type of relationship. I'm not sure if they're going to give you any good advice or anything at all. Maybe don't talk to none of them.
You know, when we're young, we get very defensive, and I was once young, so I get it. I get it. I totally get it. I was young once upon a time, and I thought I knew everything in the world. You could not tell me nothing. I totally get it when you're at that age. And especially you add the piece where you have some motion or you got something going for yourself. No one can tell you nothing. You're young and got a little motion. No one can tell you anything. But I will say this. People can see you clearer than you can see yourself. Maybe ghetto was the wrong word. It was just the first word that came up.
It's like I said, it just sounds the most aggressive and it sounds like a slur, but
right. But when we pop, when we click, when we are a bit louder, when we have certain mannerisms, then it will be read a certain way. Okay, it will read a certain way. And it's better that you hear it from me. Because the thing is, you're going to go out into the real world, and when whoever says it, a lot of people hold their tongue. They hold their tongue. So let's not forget the part where I also said she's very accomplished, because I know y'all will run with that part. Let's not forget the part where I said she was accomplished. But if you don't believe me, again, I'm just a girl on the internet. Go out into the real world. Don't believe some girl on TikTok. Head to Fifth Avenue now. Head downtown in your city now.
Yeah, just go outside.
Go. Don't believe anything I said. I can be completely wrong. Leave your house at this moment, put on a dress and heels, and head out.
Now she's talking about, what she says completely wrong. She's talking about the X factor. Remember I mentioned a girl earlier, Ashley Janae? That's where it's just like she could run into somebody and still have the same attitude and she could find that guy that causes her situation to be an outlier. Oh, I still found that and I didn't do nothing the host said. I didn't do nothing she said. You know what I mean? Like I said, the host she's not wrong, but she's mostly right.
Head out. Because again, I can be wrong. And she can come back and say, you know what? You were wrong. And I'll take accountability for that. But I'm just looking at it from the outside, looking in. And people who are saying, oh, I'm not intimidated, until you have a seat at the table. It is very different until you have a seat at the table. Until it's time to strike up a conversation. Until that man or woman is sitting in front of your face.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to go with the whole basis of things again, right? She talked about the basis of what most guys want, what they would be attracted to just off the tip of the iceberg. Now, she didn't go into what kind of wealthy men. Like I kind of said 2 types earlier. There could be the hood dude with a bunch of money and the dude that's acts a completely, that's when it goes into personalities. That's a deeper level. You know what I mean? She ain't even ready to go into that with homegirl yet. Not with the way she was, coming off on here.
It's completely different. Everyone has confidence because at that table, everyone has a house, everyone has a car, and everyone has money.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has that.
It's like, okay.
Everyone. So what else? What else? Everyone has that.
She's right.
That's basic.
She is
and
right.
A boat, right? And a plane, and a yacht.
And a boat. I know a few different people would like randomly have boats. They just don't talk about them. They be like, yeah, I got a yacht over there. Like I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then when you get older, more and more people start to have you like, whoa, damn, a lot of people have. They just don't talk about it. It depends on who you're around.
Stocks and bonds. I don't expect her to have all those things at 25. There are 25-year-olds who do have it. I'm not saying she needs to have all of those things.
Remember the 18-year-old I told you about earlier? Yeah. And the guy that he owned the mansion with, if they owned it, it seemed like they did. It showed paperwork. I don't know. I was in it, walking around. I said, okay, cool. Had his name engraved on shit. I said, all right.
But I'm saying it's different when you have a seat at the table. Again, I'm just a girl on TikTok. I could be wrong. So head on out into the real world. Have a seat at the table tonight or tomorrow and report back. It's as simple as that. Yeah, she's 25. Yeah, basic things. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. Every time I give advice, then people are tagging me. Look, this girl went to Miami. She tried to get in a nightclub. They said she was too big. She was too dark. Her hair was too long. She was too blonde. Didn't you say that on the live? Look, this girl was trying to date. She showed up with her hair messed up, no makeup, and a bonnet. And the guy didn't want to take her out. Didn't you say that? Now I'm getting tagged. But I'm sure we just gonna take the ghetto comment and we gonna run with that. I know y'all gonna run with that.
You throwing in too many X factors. There's too many ways to go with this. There's too many possibilities of things that could happen to where you could be viewed as wrong. It could be a fat person, but that person could be famous or have clout or be well known to give an image to a certain spot for them to let them in. They just got in, yeah, but they're with such and such and such and such. You ain't gonna know. I know that different people have different statuses. That's where status comes in. That's where another level of, this could be a very long conversation, but that I like to say, let's stick to the ghetto thing.
No, y'all not gonna hear nothing else. Y'all gonna take that piece and run with it. Keep it moving. Let's get to 250,000 likes. Let's get to 250,000 likes, beautiful people. All these people, they so politically correct. And like this, when the camera's off. Thank you guys. Yeah, victim. Yeah.